He's stuck in the crack. This is really silly. I'm probably mostly just sad because I'm hungry. I was worried about going to Drumheller because I thought maybe revisiting there would be like, you know when you visit a childhood home and it feels weird, just like a weird dream. I was worried that going to Drumheller was going to drum up some kind of missing home kind of vibes because I visited it when I was like 6. It was pretty neutral. I suspect it's just because I don't really remember a whole lot beyond the photos, you know? Like I remember mosquito bites, I remember reading a book, I remember my toy plastic frog, and I remember posing on a cement dinosaur and worrying that I was going to fall off a cliff. And I was really looking forward to seeing those. Not that I really would have thought they would still be there 30 years later. But I assumed that they were at the museum and they were not. An artist that lived there made those dinosaurs just because he thought that it was fun and then opened it up to the public. The city has taken the dinosaurs and put them all around town and repaints them every few years. It's really fun, except that I did not realize that that's what happened. And they are unrecognizable to me because me being 6 years old and probably very small, I thought that these dinosaurs were a lot bigger. And I definitely wasn't expecting them to be a bunch of wild and wacky colors. I literally walked past a Corythosaurus twice, not realizing that it was the same statue that I held hands with when I was a tiny child, and I would have been really excited to see it again if I had known. And I just like walked by it and kind of like side-eyed it a little bit. I feel weirdly bad. It feels like you go to see a dog that you rehomed and you just ignore it. You know what I mean? Like, funny story. The artist that made a little walk-through park with his cement dinosaurs apparently lived next door to a creationist neighbor who hated dinosaurs and in retaliation built a gigantic 30-foot tall statue of Jesus, installed it on the top of a mountain to overlook the park, which I think is the funniest damn thing I've ever heard. But also, like, Drumheller is a heck of a place for someone who hates dinosaurs to live, I gotta say. So it's end of August and I'm at home because my spouse has gotten the big illness, hiding out in different rooms, even though I find it really hard to believe that I'm not gonna get sick. But it's been 5 days of this and I feel okay so far, but I'm skeptical. So I've canceled everything and I'm not going anywhere just in case. But I'm working on this and I got a giant pile of blocks there to turn into the mini paintings for the mini show. Ooh, and I also got stuff for the calendars. It's my giant stack of papers to fold. I only ordered maybe 20 copies. Yeah, I don't have a pre-order from anyone's workplace this year. I just ordered 20, just in case. And the fun thing about it being local is that I can just reorder whenever I need more. And I don't have to pay, a ton of shipping or anything. It's actually really great. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing this weekend while I'm waiting for my doom, even though it sure is taking its sweet time. And I also signed up for a train-related painting. And since I'm on that kind of kick this year, I decided I'm just gonna do it. Stay hunkered down and do some work, I guess. In case I haven't mentioned it yet, me and my spouse have been sort of living in separate rooms because he came down with COVID somehow. So today is day 8 and I've had 0 symptoms so far and also tested negative. And it's a little frustrating because
I feel like I have Schrodinger's COVID. Like, there's no way to know if I'm in the clear or if I'm just like a freak with a much longer incubation period than everyone else. It's just so frustrating because, I mean, at least if I had symptoms or something, I would be able to count down the days and know when I can reschedule or if I can go out this weekend like we originally planned. Like, I don't know. Nothing's happening, and it's been 8 days. I don't mind sleeping on the couch because it's super quiet, so I'm not really like hurting. It is just kind of weird to be in one room 24 hours, you know, like if I just usually have another room to sleep in, you know what I mean? I had to like cancel my the flea market and a couple of social engagements last weekend because I assumed that I was going to get sick because why wouldn't I? But I didn't, so I'm like really confused and I just want to go out. I want to go and have fun. It's so bad. I also want to finish these little paintings. Here's how they're going. I'm not enjoying making these ones because I'm just pretty much just making finished versions of the sketches that I was doing. But yeah, that's what's going on. Cat's just screaming at me, and I don't blame her. There's not much to look forward to other than meal times. Right, Cat? Why do you gotta be so rough in your own face, dude? Why are you like this? He's a big boy. What? I'm working on the last one. The annoying thing about these is that, like, I do the front and then I feel like I'm done. Stick it on and then I realize that I have to do all the edges. The amount of space that the edges cover is almost bigger than the front. So it's like, you feel like you're done and then you're just not done. And it's like, it's not important, but it's kind of important to me. The calendar's ready to go. If you are in Canada and you want to try letter mail, because shipping is so freaking expensive, let me know beforehand, or even in the note to seller when you make a purchase. I can refund if you want. I can try to do letter mail. It's like $6. If you don't, I assume you want the tracking. I'm putting it out there. If you buy parcel tracking, I'm probably going to send it by parcel. They've been in this bag for probably at least a week. I just haven't really felt like doing anything with it. I've been like on high productivity this week, so I wanted to show you the calendar. Coated all my thingies with wax here, and I'm just going to buff it until it's a little bit shinier. I like it matte. It'll just be more water resistant, probably.